I'm no longer living out of a backpack and I'm fully moved back into my SUV, and let's just say we're already off to a rocky start. I've been back on the road for the last 5 days and I'm actually caravanning with my parents for the first week being back, which is super great and I'm having so much fun. But I made a silly little mistake at the campground we stayed at the other night. Since they're in a van, we stayed at a campground that had hookups. So they were hooked up and the van was parked right here. My car was right here. So if the van was right here, the hookup was right here. And in the morning, I was like, oh, let me charge my Jackery to get it full juice. Plug it in. And right before we started getting things put away, I looked to see what it was at and it was 99%. And I was like, oh, well, we pack up. I'll let it do that 1%. And I said to myself, I won't forget it. What do? I forget it. And what's impossible? Trying to get a hold of that campground. One, the recreation.gov. They said the only way that you can contact is the number that they provide. And that number they provide, one of them doesn't even work. It says unavailable. The other number is out in Utah and I'm currently in Colorado, and they only have working hours Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and today is Saturday and we stayed there Thursday to Friday and I didn't realize till Friday night. Anyways, we're gonna have a great day and later today I will catch you up on what we did on the previous days, but this is where we're at right now. They're parked there. My mother's already out and my dad was talking to someone over there, but super pretty, and it was really cold last night. Let's get today going. Cheers to silly mistakes. All right, we are already hitting the road. I do want to point out it was a trek to get down here. So Grandma, if you see this, the van is perfectly fine. Everything's starting to change, so it's so pretty. Alrighty. Look at that. Gorgeous. So the reason why my parents are caravanning with me, first they went to visit my sister and then we met up and we're doing all things gold prospecting because my dad and I are a part of the Gold Prospecting Association of America. I'm covering my number, but we are official. We are rookies at this, but with getting the membership, it came with this and it just shows where all the claims are in each state that we can pan at, and we're currently at one. We're along the Arkansas River. The last few days we did gold mining tours, and basically this trip together is all around gold panning. We're basically gonna set up in this area and see if we can find anything. How pretty these flowers are. Got another one. Beautiful it is. I found a teeny speck and my dad found a teeny speck. So we're gonna dig a little deeper, pan, and if those pans have something, then we'll set up the sluice. I'm panning and I look in the water and I see this thing staring at me, and this moss has googly eyes. What is that? Are those eggs or something? I genuinely don't know. It's so freaky though. Now that I'm staring, there's a lot more. And it's crazy that it grew on that part of the moss, but there's some on the rocks that are very teeny. See it? They're on there. There's some on the edge of that rock. There's some right there. It's a good pan. Very nice, very nice. Mom made us some sandwiches. I have salami, ham, cheese, and then I asked her to put some of that corn. Is it corn salsa? Street corn. The street corn dip as my spread, which if you don't know what that is, it's from Costco and it's really good and you should get it. How hot it is right now, it should not be as cold as it gets at night, but the spot was nice. We found some very fine pieces. I think we're gonna go up to the vehicles and then either come back down here or we might try and do another spot just to, you know, putz around. We were gonna camp over here this evening, but we're gonna go somewhere else. Look how cool this is. Whole railroad bridge, and that's probably why it's called a railroad bridge campground. Fun little history. So cool. Ignore the seatbelt, but look at how fun these tunnels are. My parents are behind. After going through the tunnels, we drove back a little bit, and before the tunnels, there's a free campground. We found a spot. My mom is currently over there with my car and the table and a camping chair, and my father and I came back to this spot because we're gonna pan a little bit more. It's crazy that this comes from the earth. The water looks so cool with the dirt. A pretty big piece. And this is where we're camping tonight, in this little area. Can you see my car? Our campsite is all set up. Got a nice little shaded part. Yeah. Super pretty. This is called Elephant Rock Campground. Do you see the elephant out of this rock or no? Because it took me a minute because I just see a person. Starting to edit, and dinner is served. And a Dr. Pepper. It looks so weird in here without the lights. For some reason, I've been in my SUV for almost 2 years, and out of nowhere, they just don't stick anymore. I've used new tape, I've put them in the same spot, and then I also tried putting them in different spots. For some reason, it just falls down, so I need to figure that out because it feels so empty and plain in here, and I'm not here for it. I have a lot to catch you up on. After we ate dinner, we ended up playing dominoes, this game called Trains, and I won. And you'll see that this is a theme throughout the other nights. But let me backtrack to my first night being back into my SUV because I drove 12 to 13 hours from Arizona to Colorado. I ended up just staying in a rest stop, and surprisingly it was super quiet. Usually rest stops can be loud, but there was only one car that came through that was bumping music. Other than that, I slept great. It was pretty chilly, and then I woke up super early because I had about 2.5 hour drive to meet up with my parents at this gold mine because we were doing a tour at 10 a.m. We did 2 gold mining tours, and they were both around Idaho Springs. And you're probably thinking, why would you do 2? I don't know. Each mine is different, and honestly, I learned something new from both places. But the first one we went to and where we met up at was called Hyde Gold Mine. And since we got there a little early, we ended up having some time to wait before the tour started, so we were able to walk around. And there was one other girl, so it was us 3 and her. We got to put the hard hat on. We got to go into the mine. We learned about different terminology. Then he showed us the vein for that mine, and it was the Fay vein. And then he handed us a baggie, and we went down these stairs, grabbed some safety goggles, and then we went down some more steps. It was just absolutely beautiful down there. And then when we got down there, we actually got to fizzle away, and whatever we could fit into the bag, we could keep, which was cool. And after the tour, they had a trough and you could pan for gold. Mostly just pulled out pyrite, but it was still fun to do. And I actually learned a new technique to add to panning, which will help clean up the pan a little bit better. And we just stayed there for a little bit. It actually started raining. They had raincoats, but the raincoats didn't have hoods. I didn't really understand the point of that, but it cleared up fast. It wasn't raining for long. And then after the tour, we made our way down to Idaho Springs. We stopped at this gas station and came across these freeze-dried chocolate-covered strawberries and bananas. So my mom got one and then I got one. Once we made Idaho Springs, we just walked there downtown. Super cute town and super cute shops. Ended up sitting down, getting some drinks, and we also shared nachos, and it was delicious. I tried one of their seasonal drinks and it was a pumpkin beer. I don't even know. It was good. Would I get it again? Probably not, but it was still good. I enjoyed it. And then after that, we made our way to the campground, and this campground was really nice. It had hookups, table, fire pit, and it also had bathrooms with showers, except for the shower. Literally, you press it, it gets everywhere. This campground also had a laundromat. Not like we're gonna be there long enough to need to do laundry. We're there for one night. And the drive into that campground was super pretty. And once we got set up, my mom made dinner. It was a chicken salad. It was really good. And since we were gonna be up early the next day, we ended up calling it a night early. And when we woke up the next morning, my mom made some chai tea for us, and we made our way to the Phoenix Gold Mine, which is fun because we're from Arizona. Phoenix, I don't know. I thought it was cool. This mine was large. Something that I did like about this mine, he didn't just talk about how they did it back in the day. He talked about it as time went on. He also showed us the different jacks that they used over the time period, and I thought that was very neat. I truly feel like the camera does not do it justice when you see all the color in the rock. And then after that tour was done, you're also allowed to pan for gold in the creek. We did that for a little bit, and then we hit the road, and then on our way to the campground, we stopped at this viewpoint, and my mom made us some sandwiches. After we were up there for a little bit, we made our way to the campground. We set up. This campground was small. It was nice. The views were insane. It took site number 10, and I thought it was the best one. We had a picnic table, a fire ring, and then they had vaulted toilets, and they also had hookups. stops at this place where everything went wrong for me. And then we just hung out, and then my mom made dinner and she made mac and cheese with Spam. And then I also had an Arizona iced tea, and then the sun was setting and it was so pretty, but it was also getting pretty chilly and it was very windy as well. We also started playing trains. My dad did win that round. I came in second and then my mom came in third. We also tried the freeze-dried strawberries covered in chocolate and the bananas. I don't know what I was expecting, but they were good. I like the strawberry ones better than the banana ones. The banana ones are good, but it had a little bit of a weird aftertaste. And then we just did that, and then we woke up, and that's where I forgot the jackery. And this is the really messed up part, because I actually recorded me plugging in my jackery, and then we put everything away, as you can see, because I filmed, and then my mom also made some more chai tea, so I enjoyed that. And then we hit the road. Yep, forgot it. Whoa. We made our way to Leadville, and we just walked there downtown. They have some really cute shops as well, and in one of them I actually have a new bracelet on my wrist. It's this cross one. Originally it was $9.99, and then there was a clearance on it that said $7.99, and then when she rung it up it was $3.99, so that was cool. My mom actually ended up paying for it because they wouldn't accept card unless it was $5 or more, and I had a 50. My mom ended up buying this for me, so thanks, Mom. We got into the car and made our way to Cache Creek Campground. You can also pan there and it's free for everyone. Once we got the vehicles parked, we wanted to see what the creek looked like. You could just see all the holes from people digging. After we took a look at what we were working with, we went back to the cars, and my mom made us some burritos for lunch and they were delicious. And then after we ate, my dad and I made our way down to start panning. My dad also has a sluice and neither of us have ever used it before, and I'm gonna be completely honest, we did not succeed at all at this Cache Creek place. But later that evening someone said that they had luck, so my dad was saying where we were. Basically we found out we just weren't in a good spot, which is okay, we've never been there before. I was deep down inside the hole getting dirt all over my hair, carrying buckets. I got a good workout in. We decided we were kind of done. We packed up everything, made our way back to the campground, and while we were panning my mom did come down for a little bit and hang out with us. She also was doing some watercolor and painting at the vehicles when she wasn't by us. For dinner that night, she made pulled pork quesadillas, and then guess what we played again? Trains! And this time I won. My mom got second, my dad got third, and then after that we played a card game that I've never played before. It's called Canadian Fruit Salad. And honestly, I don't even remember who won. I think it was my mom, and then me, and then my dad. I could be wrong. Why can't I remember who won? And then we went to bed, and then from there is when I picked up the vlog, and now you're all caught up. And today was really good, and I'm so glad we had luck. We ended up not setting up the sluice this time and just did everything panning wise. It's crazy to be back in my SUV. It was nice spending time with my parents since I was in Europe for 2 months. Today is Saturday, 10 p.m. as I'm filming this, and this video goes up tomorrow at 10 a.m. So I have a lot of editing to do, and I have no idea where I'm even going tomorrow. And if you've been following along, you know some things just never change.